introduction.
Hello, our guests and viewers. Welcome to another edition of Track Learning Reality and Creating Knowledge here on Admiralty University of Nigeria social media platforms. Now, it is a program designed for us to keep the university community abreast with management decisions, with welfare, with everything that has to do with admin as a global university within global years. And just some days ago, few days ago, the 23rd of April, we celebrated the World Administrators Day. And today we're here with juggernauts of experts here, right? Administration running on the university system. Now, administrators, as the people that the administrative functions and what the university of the academic staff. So we are here to talk about World Administrators Day and the significance to the university system and the advancement of the Admiralty University of Nigeria as a global university. And today, to do justice to this topic, I have to my right, Deputy Registrar Establishment at the Admiralty University of Nigeria, Mr. Gideon Orhewere. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome to track. I'm happy to have you here. And then to my left side here, citizen administrator too. He's the registrar, general administration. That's the general administration at Admiralty University. And Simeon Onah. You're welcome from tracks. Yes, good to have you here. So, gentlemen, we're talking about role administrator and day that has to do with administration and what administration stands. Now, can you just tell us a little of just the role administrators day and in terms of that to any system?
Well, I'm getting to know about all administrators day for the first time. I do know administration many organizations is in and agencies, be the university, some of us under Oscar to plan, organize, say, coordinate, report the overall activities in that. And for me, what I consider there will be um, um, taking stock of what we do on a day-to-day basis, see what we've done in the past, where we are, see where we're going tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, feeling a question to you, Mr. Gideon, with the establishment. Now, we're talking about role administration. What are like the best factors an administrator should possess to have? And then he set aside like this to celebrate administrators. How do you marry this up with your function and your procedure as an administrator?
Well, before I go into that, the order in the business schedule of an administrator.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Gideon. Now, one thing is certain about administrators. They see to the organization of the system. Now, as general, as a deputy registrar general administration, general administration serves as a central point, like that's the first point of call where you meet, and then receptionists, like an eye to the university, and aside that, the general ruling of paperwork, menus, and all that. Now, how do you manage to handle general administration, deploying the best practices that is supposed to be the university system, not the university?
Well, the department, general admin, is just being introduced in the university system. In the old days, we have some stuff. But as it is now, you are like the people help the registry work. You are the clearing house, as it were. You are supposed to be where the master, the jack of all trade, and master of all. Because wherever there's a gap, the general administrator steps in the gap. When the serving man is not there, the general admin man steps in. The legal affairs is not there, the planning and all of that. That's what we do in the general admin. So, once a person already, it is challenging. What you become of staff, we have and promise that we are just every day, whatever comes. We don't dream for the university. We think this is for the overall improvement of the university.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, somewhere talking about challenges, staffing. To understand, I think this is very university. Recently, have to visit where we have new set of staffs, and especially to the general administration. Added together. Now, what are basic tenets? What are those basic things that you stick to look out for the administrator, admin officer, or whatever they are from the system? And what are the best ways for you to advise or talk to and what they need to require to prosper in whatever decision they're making?
We started to get to the aim was at the point of interview because we know who they are, where they are coming from, what they know, and what they don't know. We try to know that not many people come in, but the people who comes here, diploma in university administration, you have studied public administration, marketing, public science, or whatever. Investment administration is specific and special. So we expect that the young admin officers, my colleagues said, and secretaries, as those the secretaries, all committees. In the old days, we used to call every staff, register this. For instance, if you're the faculty officer, we would generally say register faculty officer, because you are the research web. Yes. Whatever we said that he duplicated at that level. So we expect young people to be knowledgeable and manage to equip them with workspace or tools. We have recruited over 200 or so students, or so staff. We are still grappling the challenges that are daunting but supportful. We still need to give office space work and workspace. We need to give them office work tools, computers, and stuff like that. We need to equip them with capacity. Like I said, in the whole degree in history, in banking, in sociology. But that's the service. So we teach them the way we do it here. During this lighting school, we go in the university. And I'm happy to announce that the chief administrative of the registrar was foresighted enough when we came in show last year to introduce a training program every for each system to equip them with those skills they need to perform optimally at the university administration. I'm also proud to announce that so far we carry out 7 of such capacity building workshops for this group of people. It's my dream that before they begin to present the level of university administration, they should be able to cover meetings, right? Meetings, minutes, right? Reports, and do such other things that administrators do. They are not going to be able to do that unless you teach them how to do that. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize administrators also teach themselves.
Okay.
How do you teach yourself? By reading, you should be an omnivorous reader. Emulate and imitate people who have take what have you done before. They have a sample speech. Go through and see what you can take, what you can start when you are challenged. You are given the opportunity so that I'm going to learn to write speeches. And then have and my boss to write a tribute. My boss says, I want to tribute. I didn't know. So he told me, look, go take the remarks file, go through it, and say something about it. Start from the age he was born, and what is so I learned. So if I was going to write, if I was going to mentor a young administration, I would teach him how to go about writing a truth, how to go about speech. Because as administrators will be convocation speech, when these speakers are coming accreditation speeches, and all of that. These young people will never absorb knowledge from the university. So that's how we do in center. I guess we're heading somewhere.
All right, thank you very much. And definitely, the university system is all about capacity building. That's what we call it, the universe in a city, university. And talking general admin, let's come to Mr. Gideon establishment. Now, this is a unit that's to staff welfare, has to do with staff development, has to do with all issues that have to do with staffing, keeping records, and all that. So, how have we been able to, for the establishment system to attend all the queries of staff, and not only staff during some has to do with students? How has it been? What has been like major things staff look out for? How do you handle it administratively?
Well, the major things that look out for in is their work ends at constant. That's why them every now and then come to the office to make one inquiry or the establishment unit of the registry, of course, because of the level of activities happening there. For instance, issue of staff training based on request, constitutional approval. For instance, by the chief executive officer of the university, such approvals are granted, haven't been granted. We do the paperwork by communicating person being sponsored by the university that he or she has been given permission or has been approved to embark on a particular training. And that training is such that it must be useful to not just the person, but the entire system. It is expected that when the staff goes on training, by the time he or she returns, you need to put up a report, a written report, vice chancellor or spoke with the registrar, so that such things that whoever learned from that training, you come and teach others here, because the university, of course, cannot sponsor everybody for a particular training. Now, there are issues apart from maybe training. We need to bring out the staff file. Probably the university saying that that staff has done one thing or the other wrong against the system, or the infraction. For instance, the staff working in two different places at the same time. That's a very serious offense, you know, in the system. And the system generally, as far as government level, the staff, of course, will be subjected to investigation. COVID, of course, you know the implication of such a thing, of the staff being involved in something. But we want to go ahead to look at the opponent indictment of such a staff. It is actually not fully indicted. Not indicted at all. It's actually to draw the attention of administrators. Now, this person has not done anything wrong. You know, we do a lot of things there in our establishment. Some on compassion. There's no way you can rule out compassion, you know, in terms of staff welfare. There are emergencies that are incidental. When they come into the system like that, what do? For instance, the staff lost a very dear one, maybe father, mother, brother, sister, anyhow. And this staff has embarked on annual leave. And the registrar, you know, asked for our comment. What do we tell the registrar? Do we say the staff has gone to leave and just returned back last week and try to die before? They didn't go. No, that would be inhuman. So it is the duty of the staff to advise the registrar, look, recognize that this one has gone on leave. Just tell them whatever number of days leave, not what you do. We are suggesting that on compassionate that you have to go. You know, if you go on compassionate leave, take another 10 days for such a leave. But attend to that all important. You can't rule out compassion in terms of welfare. And then maybe housing issues. Of course, if the establishment has become to respond. Intermediary or the eyes of the school or the university, the issue of such a welfare that might be beneficial to our staff.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, talking about the staff welfare, we started about short travels, and then to that extent, you notice that a lot of staff not abreast. We don't really know of the university that staff matters management entails. So, what are you trying to do to solve the issue of communicating to staff the point of employment? Any copy? Is it now? Can we make it? Because most times it's in hard copy. What plans are we making to make it digitalized, where we can all staff can access the tips of fingertips?
Okay. Thank you very much. With that question, as we speak now, the university handbook and public service has been reviewed. It's expected that in the next few weeks there will be approval for it to be made available to all staff. As a matter of fact, the first document that each staff of this university is supposed to get upon employment, as you sign your letter of duty, you are given a copy of that book. But most importantly, for reasons it has not happened. But that is the intention that we were looking at. That each staff should get. It's not just digitalizing it, sending it on what do you call it? So everybody's staff, sorry, staff WhatsApp or all those things. No. It's a handbook. You must read it, you must read it, you must digest it. Because the rules and done of every staff is contained in that book. To the extent that one cannot claim ignorance. Once you have been engaged, you have been given a copy. You cannot come back and say, I'm not aware. But I stand and a lot of people do they say they are not aware. It's already against them. You know, fact that has been circulated in a way. But the best practice in this regard is to hand over that document to each staff. That becomes an evidence against such person because of looking at the welfare benefits, sanctions, and what have you that concerns staff.
Thank you very much for that. We are still focusing on administration, especially celebrating the World Administrative Day. So each day of April each year is set aside to celebrate administration. So now we're celebrating the ones we have at group, and they're so hardworking, so dedicated. Now, sir, I would like to come to the General Administration. When it comes to staff record, staff keeping of information, and then administration, because communication, the system you communicate via memo, via letter, and all that. Now, the best practices goes through this key because you see, still talking about young people who's been a lot of them, like people was actually asking the boss how to write a tribute. And a lot of them are new. Most times you tell them to write something, you find it difficult to go about it. The most expensive issue of privacy and its confidentiality of documents. How is that key to general administration?
Thank you. My colleague has mentioned about the people that have done a course 6 weeks at the Staff College of Nigeria because it's secret. Which is most of what you have mentioned here. In our day, I don't know what happens now. You are open documents that anybody could see. You are documents that were confidential. You are documents that were secret. You are documents that is only theirs with you. But you say again, it's not everything like the Bible. It's not everything Christ did or in the Bible. The condition of service will not control everything. Yeah, that's what you to do. Universities have cultures, traditions, and things you don't do because you know it's a university, those things. So you don't do stamping anymore. Your system of dispatch, you go with the photocopy, some cases, the recipient, those is a signature of the photocopy. I don't recommend that. The notebook, while we're trying to digitalize things, the notebook, because you are less likely to lose the notebook than the photocopy of its sign. Now, how to manage records. I say to admin people and to everybody, you cannot listen to your colleague and take his or her. Even though you sit on a visitor chair. Because there are documents he or she may be handling them. You don't need to know. There's what needs to know. The only person in this who should know everything is the person. There's stuff I don't need to know, or works you don't need to know, or medical you don't need to know. So you come to visit me, I'm handling a matter that has to do with my colleague about this. And you go sit on my seat. And that document is on the computer. You are now ready to read. So you can no longer manage everything. And no more, by the way, it's sounds faster than the regular ministry. It will here, and that which is damaging, sounds even faster. So for the university to function well and bring everybody up to speed, labels, letters, circulars must be used on a regular basis. About for the electronic media. Now, in our days, we populated notice boards. And so it became a practice, if you were administrator, to read, go to a notice board first thing in the morning and last thing in the morning. So you cannot say at the moment, or like I said, or come 5 days ago. So we're getting there. The young people, we keep talking about young people. There are also old people who have accumulated years without building experience. You know, I think you may not accountable. We don't need to promote somebody from AO1 or AR. If that person has not shown capacity, that is a control mechanism. So for that person to get to AR, it is presumed that the person has mastered what goes to a level of AOs and has not been rewarded. Promotion is not. Promotion should be remembered. And here about the reward system. You know, most can also be rewarded. It used to be, I don't know if it's happens, but accelerated promotion. You are not due because you've done so well. Management decides to promote you ahead of your colleagues. Let us say as a case study. When I joined the Polytechnic many years, and I wrote that I was less than 2 years in the development of that. But because the treatment was adjudged very good, people commended my boss and said, "Okay, let's go." I said, "Stay him on the call." He turned to me and said, "Whatever you want, I plan to go to ask." That's the one.
Yes.
Not everybody may be sponsored like say, money can afford to train everybody else. You can reward people, staff who have done well, who let us recommendations, which will go into their files. They become part of their document. Like if it's scenario, the standard man can talk about the better. When you get to the position level, and you have vacancy for one person, for multiple places, and 2 people, 3 have qualified everything that was bad, you will look for something that will give one of them. If you still have been commended for a job well done, the position will be closed. So I will suggest, I will recommend that you begin to, like in my career, I received 4 commendations.
Wow.
I got 2 from Calabar, 2 from, yeah, not because I'm special, but because I myself dedicated to the job. I use the opportunity to teamwork. Plenty of stuff I don't know. So when I'm stuck, I go to my colleague. Sir, can I pick your brain on this? And the person contributes. Right now, I'm doing some work on the background check. I'm waiting because I'm going to this presently. I know I'm working with a young admin officer who I just recruited last. And when I finish the job, I give it to them. Say check. And they brought back what they need. So we're building a team. That way I'm learning from them. They too are learning. That way I remind you over that running team means together each achieves more. So if we build a team and work together dedicatedly, we achieve more. So in summary, to go further, to achieve the kind of dreams we want to achieve, don't forget to produce the work has to be holistic. The registry must be capital, must work optimally. In what areas? And where? To process their result and their transfer. Experience overseas. And what is the process that transfer? So that check is doing admission out there. The establishment was working optimally. the student affairs division, when we have administrators, they are really planning division, where I expect that an administrator will be the secretary of the curriculum development committee, where I was accepted to it. So all of those things put together will raise us to a level where we can begin to compete with our peers in terms of the basic standard, and in terms of the products produced. The yearly academic harvest, which we call convocation, should be active. We cannot award the first class, cannot go to Harvard. We cannot award the first class, cannot go to here. Once we begin to do that, and our university will be rated by the quality of our students that attend such Ivy League universities.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simeon Onah, for that introduction of how things work when it comes to administration. Yes, we're talking about administration today, and here at Admiralty, this is the way we celebrate those that try each day, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and even beyond. Some people put in extra time work to ensure that administration goes on. I'm talking about administration again. I'm glad to use this. John, what is the place of professional bodies when it comes to the administration, administrators to belong to, and what the benefits of belonging to these professional bodies, and how does that impact on the general outlook, especially to the registry staff, secretaries, and all that comes under administration?
Thank you very much. In university administration in Nigeria now, and even other parts of the world, there is now the very need for people to belong to the profession, they say they are practicing. For instance, we have the ANUPA, which is the umbrella body for university administrators all over Nigeria. There are other bodies. ANUPA is the number one university administrator bodies working or rolling within the university system to the extent that it is required at a certain level for you to get promoted from one level to another. In the life of a young administrator, you can say it is not necessary, not important. But by the time you start standing higher on the ladder of administration, you see the importance of belonging to such a body or a NUPA. There is the NIM, the CIPM, what are the other groups, At certain level, required, not just to one professional association. You need to be into 2 or 3. The marks allotted to belonging to such group, very little, 3 marks, depending on the university that is running it. But if you belong to 2, 3, for instance, at the deputy registrar level, or you want to become a registrar, for instance, that's a prayer of every administrator wants to become a registrar of an institution. You must belong to not just ANUPA. You have others to add to your team so that at least you end that goal, because it could cause problem. 1 mark. So any mark you can amass, you don't get it and keep rolling with it. So it is very, very important, very key for members of the staff workforce to belong to professional bodies, particularly ANUPA, which is the baby, of the Committee of Registrar, the University.
Thank you very much. And to belong to professional body and not be science, because it gives you add to your body of knowledge and to your capacity and for you to even earn some valid bonds when it comes to higher aspiring buyer. And that's what administration is all about. Coming to you, Steve, you are to the Nigerian university system, been to almost 4 universities as an administrator. Uh, there's this little talk the university system, the kind of face off between the administrators, as the academic and non-academic staff, and trying to show that okay, which one is only the university system. At what point do you think that these students decide on the administration of the university?
You know what? It's a thorny issue.
Okay.
I recall that 3 years ago, so I attended a workshop in Dubai, and we spent it talking about this. We were talking at that time about the erosion of the risk. Our jobs, our roles are complementary. We're in this business, the right hand and the left hand. The academic, his job is basically teaching and community service. We do all the other background as a student and we do the law and issue statements of result, issue transcript. So you do the question of who's and who is not. In fact, back then they were not that close. I think the competition now is really money. When I was trying together, we had the same issues and all of that. Not clear enough, not clear enough. Last week I read another one, we have 50 billion at the relates to good. They call us non.
Okay.
I did decided to be an AO. Are different from my colleague mentioned membership of professional bodies. Before I go, I'd like to add that there's not sufficient, not enough. You need to participate, attend also attend for workshops and all of that locally and nationally and perhaps internationally. Anupa comes under APA for Association of University Administrators. Basically in the UK. For don't go to the really will not be for you. So you see the people do over the 10. So if you are building capacity to yourself and you know what to do on your desk, have a passion. When we interview them, have a passion for academic. There's a passion for their lawyer. The class of the things that come from being elected.
Yes.
Okay. When I was, it was class for a professor, associate professor, senior lecturer, to decide to teach only 10 and final years. Because that's where they express themselves and talk to people who have begun to understand what they're talking about. In the research parts, we see professors clamoring to teach first year classes. The reason is obvious. First year classes are large classes. And with the advent of handout and study notes and all of that, which are compulsorily sold, there's no attraction teaching in one class. They are teaching a small class. When I was in university, I found a class, not more than 10 or 15. At that time, they're not printing and handout. But if they are printing handout, who will look at their teaching? Somebody, they're going to quarrel about it. We're all working in the left hand and the black and the white keys. You play complementary roles. You bring a difference.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say it's already like a workshop session, and I'm learning, and I'm sure you're learning too. But please, it's time for you to contribute. If you're watching us, and comment to our YouTube channel, and then the 1712. We'll comment on our YouTube page or our Facebook page. Whatever you comment, getting something out. So it's getting interesting and that the work is so to move up the here. Now that's where a lot of people are always concerned that sometimes you see people go passing that time frame with number of years. But what has management been able to do to try to issue of promotion is factor? Oh, we keep talking about staff work that has to do with job because when you're rated as a candidate, you know everyone promoted as a according to our DRM said, it has to be based on the capacity to. So what is management doing to promote their promotions as a when you want some allowances that you need to be reviewed from time to time to make them get that motivation that we need to administration effective.
Okay. As the writer said, not every staff, is due for promotion at the same time. Depending on the point at which you end, that will determine when you will promote. It has been a long-running battle in the system, battle in court, because at a point we life in a system like this. Getting employed is one, assumption of duty, form and all those details to get them filled. Sign your assumption of duty form. That means you have commenced to work. And for different categories of staff, I think that's been narrowed down now to 3 years, to stay in a post for 3 years before you earn promotion. But that promotion takes effect of the financial year.
Yeah.
If you come into a system like Admiralty, maybe in the month of February, let's say February 2022, I'm signing a loan of this form. And our calendar year, financial year starts from January. You see the number of months, about 10, 11 months. You pay the salary, no doubt. Will not be counted for you as a matter of promotion. Promotion will start counting January 2023. So from there, you start counting 3 years. So when you say, oh, I think this person, or I thought this person about 25 months, it's still not equal to assuming as much as it has. So those are things we need to take into consideration. And then we also look at those clamoring to be promoted. For instance, the academic staff, or the teaching staff. If you don't have the relevant papers to move to the next level, you just cannot. And you don't have it properly spelled out in terms of writing and what have you. All those valuable marks, you can't go. You keep grumbling and grumbling and grumbling. You can't just cannot go. For non-teaching, of course, it's not about to do that. If your file is loaded with queries, that is dangerous for that staff. If you get verbal queries, once, twice, thrice, even as 10 times, and it is quoted by your superior, you have been verbally warned severally on this, you're still doing it, and then issue the query, written. It becomes problem for that staff. That's my advice. But guard against such. You'll be making life difficult for yourself by working towards ending a query. A silent query, it is escalated to your boss, like this, sent in establishment for filing. At the point of promotion, everybody's file will drop out. Having query or not, how many queries? That cannot be promoted. Your mate will grow over and above you. That person will be promoted. So the person is sick. You don't have any query. It's fine. So those are things we advise staff to guard against. So people complain about not being promoted. Yes, in our system we have a peculiar situation. Because we used by the area, but now the current administration is trying to rank, so that anytime from now, you show non-promotion and all contribution of power. So long as you meet the standard, you earn your promotion.
That's it. Thank you very much. And that will be sharing news to all staff. It is you who is important to always do what is right administratively as the administrator, so that you don't end up with queries in your file, store your book at the different in the university system. Talking about the university system, sir, we'd like to tap goods development. Now, where does management come in when it comes to goods development stuff? We have to talk about trainings and all those other things. What about some incentives? What about some motivation? What the management need to do is motivate the workforce for high people.
I want to know what is management not doing? What is management do? Yeah, I'll touch on that. Motivation. If you still have an appropriate workspace and work tools, so like I'm talking about a comfortable office, air condition, things we can manage, maybe, and as long as you can work, the space, the platform to work. That's it. You work, stop that being said. If you are working, responsibility, supposed to motivate people and encourage what others can do. That's how encourage to do more. Then when you get to you, I want to escalate that competition. Thereby, pressure begins, other management, what management essentially create the environment that can work, give them the tools to which to work. Many will hit the ground running. All these apps, you can give the guy company of his laptops and everything. So I will go. The earlier question, the it will come to play because it would, like my brother said, we have spent 2-3 years being an AO tool. And then not so user promotion like vision. So management should first provide an enabling environment to work and encourage resources to upgrade themselves, capacity building. This management is doing that. They recently did something on ICT.
Yes. Okay.
I think the PR, they cannot do like this all at once. In this in my other department, a department for staff education and product. Staff needs. Mostly can write and say, okay, we have observed that this category of staff are not being X, for instance. The point that the administration, we can say report writing. It's not this weak. Because if they are trained a sponsored program by the university, they are duty bound to send their
Reports, yes.
without the report, there's a start. There's a procedure. You will end up with a recommend or a recognition or recommendations for management. That will indicate the fact that you learn something. Cost, the money, because I believe that is my message.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Simeon Onah, Deputy Registrar, General Administration, General Administration, Nigeria, and we'll be winding up. Just some last words from summary. Just let us into the going forward, the management to make sure administration works effectively.
Okay. Taking from what he just said, this issue of motivation, very, very important. Not by cash, but a simple letter of commendation that this has done too well, this staff has done too well for the last 1 month or 2 months. It's extended to the entire university, each department as it were, recognize the staff, and then give a letter of commendation accompanying that. I mean, the staff will be very, very happy and be willing to do more. It's not just always a case of, oh, let's issue the query. Let's issue the query. Let's issue the query. All of institutions that are done well. You don't comment the person because it counts. In some other class, it does count. That issue of communication. And that's what I want to like the manager to consider how program is to get it done for its workforce. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. On that close of communication, I would like to thank you for coming to track with Mr. Gideon Orhewere, Mr. Simeon Onah, the President Administrator, the DR General Administration. And we've come to the end of track for this week, celebrating Administrators Day, and then learned a lot that all we need to do is to do the ethical things, do the right things the right way, at the right time, for the right reasons. Once we do that, we will all excel in what we are doing. That's administration. So thank you very much. Till next week at the next edition of Track. My name is Good Outcome, your host, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you.